What is an intake process? So many times people start coaching and individuals meet them at the grocery store, they'll meet you at church, they'll meet you at the ball game, and they'll say, I want to write a book. Can you help me? You say, yeah, I can help you. And you start talking and coaching them right there. Wrong. You start helping them at church. Wrong. You start helping them at the restaurant. Wrong. They say, can I take you out for a cup of coffee? I just want to pick your brain. Pick your brain? Come on now. You sharper than that. You can't have none of this brain picking. That just sounds bad. You need an intake process. And if you don't have an intake process, then these are the kind of things that's going to happen to you. So what is an intake? An intake process is a strategy for screening and identifying clients. The intake process for your book coaching business will enable you to gather information from applicants that help you determine whether you are a good fit and whether they are a good fit for you and for your book coaching services. I know you're sitting there saying, I don't read that. I can read. I know you can read, but you better understand what I'm telling you right here. Because if you don't get this down, you're going to have a jacked up book coaching business. If you have one. You got to have an intake process. This will prepare the mindset of the people to approach you properly. When you have a proper intake process, this will prepare the mindset of the people to be ready to invest in you. This will prepare the people, this will make sure that you screen people who are ready as opposed to people who just checking you out, just want to see what you're doing. An intake process is a systematic way of asking clients to approach you. You can have an intake process as simple as send me an email and answer these 3 questions. What's the title of your book? What's the subtitle of your book? And when you want it published? And if they don't follow those specific directions, then you know you got somebody that's going to want to do things the way they want to do it. You got to have a system, okay? Tools for your intake process. Now, tools for your intake process could be something as simple, like I said, just an email address, or there's tools out there. There are all kind of intake tools that you can use. For years, I have used Typeform. Type, Typeform. There are other forms out there. There are all kinds of services out there. You can use Google Docs. Whatever it takes, you could use those documents to have people fill out a form and then go to your calendar. And from your calendar, then you set up and meet with them on a video call. Those are tools. That's a process, okay? Now, here's the challenge that most people will run into. You start wanting to close people too soon. So when you're doing this intake, when you're doing this intake process, what is an intake application process? The intake process, when you're taking people in, over the years, can I tell you what I've done? I've used a 90-minute process of screening potential leads. I've done that for years. 90 minutes. I will listen to somebody for 90 minutes. Actually, I listen to them for about 45 minutes, and then the last half, we interact, and I tell them what I've heard and give them back to them. During this 90-minute intake process, if you're going to be a master book coach, now do I have your permission to let you in on some secret sauce? If you're going to be a master book coach, ask why until they cry. Did you hear what I said? Ask why until they cry. Now, I'm not sitting here saying try to make people cry. No, I'm just telling you what I've done over the years and what I've seen. I've seen when you sincerely listen to somebody. When you sincerely hear somebody's story. I'm talking nonfiction now. I'm a nonfiction book coach. You'll be a nonfiction book coach. When you're coaching people, ask why until they cry. Why do you want to write the book? Why is that important? Why you think you got to get this message out? Why tell it now? And listen. And listen. Don't fix nothing. Don't say nothing but other than the question. And then at the end of that person talking, have you shared with me all that you want to share? Is there anything else you want to share? Have I fully heard you? And then after you pause for a moment and you fully heard them, you ask the question, would you like to hear what I have to say now? They say, sure. You see, in this intake process, you're going to let them know up front what to expect. We're going to be on this call for about 90 minutes. I'm going to ask you some questions about your book, your vision, your brand, and where you're going with this. And then after I ask you those questions, then I'm going to listen. And I'm going to be listening to see if we're a good fit. And if I feel like we're a good fit and you feel like we're a good fit, and I'm 100% sure that I can answer all your questions and help you reach the goal that you want, then I'll make a proposal to you how we can proceed and work together. But I'll only make that proposal if I find out that we are a good fit and we can go together. Does that make sense, Mary? She's going to say yes. And then what you're going to do is sit there and listen. But in the back of her mind, guess what she's wondering? Am I a good fit? Now, you don't go tell her she's a good fit before you get to the end of the question. You just listen. I'm talking about the intake process. And you listen. And at the end, if you feel like you are 100% sure you can get her the results that she's looking for, you are 100% sure, then you make a proposal to her. And then she takes it or leave it, right? She move forward or she don't. My friend, that's the intake process. So this piece right here is very, very important. And I want to encourage you to go through the material, really work through this intake process, get this thing set up in a way that is systematic and that it flows well. And you're going to be well served and on your way to being a big time superstar book coach. That's my goal. That's my prayer for you. I'm Dr. Fred Jones, reminding you the most expensive thing you will ever pay is always going to be attention to the wrong people.